So anyways, if they do that, then we'll do that.
Yeah, that's a big if.
But if they're not going to do that, I'm still covered on his insurance. So because
Yeah, so
once
they
he
can't
signed me
deny
up,
you?
they can't take me off of his insurance for
I know
a
they
year.
can't take you off, but can they
No,
not pay
no.
benefits?
According to my booklet from the Social Security office, that you've got that it was either 60 or 90 days from the end of your insurance to be picked up by your spouse's insurance.
Okay.
And in that length of time, if you do it within that length of time, they cannot give you a pre-existing clause on it.
Okay.
So that I will be covered.
Well, I'm hoping the law will change because my husband's a realtor and independent contractor.
I mean, it's a terrible thing with this pre-existing condition things. I mean, how do you get insurance for,
Listen to this. This is unbelievable. I switched from the HMO to the PPO. And the main reason for switching was because I had to do a mother may I every time I needed something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was too humiliating. I even had to do a mother may I I had the port put in for the chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
It's left side.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
Mine sticks way out.
Wow. I had to get the port put in, and my surgeon couldn't take it out without permission from my primary care physician. And that was just one humiliation too many.
Yeah. Now, see, mine was pretty good because my primary physician that I've got he's excellent as far as that goes. If I go to the surgeon for something, I don't even have to. He just calls my primary up, and the primary says, "I'll get a number for you and send it over to you." And they, well, when it was the HMO,
Right.
It was the company was even good with their HMO. I mean, it was. I never really had problems. One time, my husband hurt. This is before we changed to Aetna, though. That was back when we had Cigna. My husband did something to his knee. Oh, he had knee surgery, and the doctor wanted to put on a soft cast or something.
Okay.
And they said, no, we don't cover that. It's got to be a hard cast. Because we said we won't cover the soft, because I guess the soft one was more expensive or something.
It probably is less expensive. What I've found is that they've paid for more expensive treatments and denied less expensive treatments.
Oh,
So I think there's some kind of under-the-table kind of dealings going on. That's what I've discovered.
Since we've changed to the Aetna, though, it wasn't that much of a problem. And
my insurance company was happy to pay $400 for a sleeve and gauntlet, but they didn't want to pay for a $100 combination that I found that was more comfortable.
Oh, that's weird.
And I could only buy my wig from one company, and from 2 locations in the city. And
I didn't even go into that as far as the insurance went. I found somebody to buy my wigs. I was sitting in the doctor's office. They had a book there from the wig company. And so I
had an allergic reaction to the fake hair, so I needed real hair to be able to wear it. And I didn't wear it all the time. But
I wore mine once.
Yeah.
It was cold out. I bought 2.
Well, I'm a school teacher, and so
oh yeah, that's
I'm
different.
self-conscious,
Yeah.
And
that was different.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity not to have to go back to work, so that's what I chose to do, and I stayed on until the very last. I figured almost 19 years at that time working for the company that I was entitled to collecting a little bit of the benefits,
But I had to make 4 phone calls to get a wig, and my doctor, who has 3 employees, whose only full-time job is to fight with the insurance companies, had to make 4 phone calls. And I was crying on the phone. I was just going, I can't wear the other wig. I'm too embarrassed to go to work.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
And I had to beg. And it shouldn't be that way.
Shouldn't have to beg for anything.
No.
You shouldn't even have to go and look for stuff on your own. My brother up in Massachusetts has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Lymphoma, yeah.
And he had to. His doctor. He's got an oncologist up there that's, I guess, is supposed to be excellent, right? And he fought for my brother, and he's got my brother on all Social Security, and they pay everything for him. They got him on Medicare and everything else. And because the doctor went to work, his doctor actually he made the calls and everything else to make sure that my brother got all this stuff, right? And I'm like, well, that's a big difference than the one I had, because when I haven't even signed a piece of paper. If, I bring in my...
Yeah.
Well, he won't sign. He must have been sued at some time, because he will not
That's
sign
what I found
anything.
with the private health care. They're afraid of being sued. Now I've gone to the public system, and
So
get treated a lot better.
fortunately, I haven't had to do that except for with the Social Security. And after this year and all, let's see, January make 1 year since I got it, and next January I'm eligible for Medicare. You have to be disabled for 2 years to get Medicare.
Or would it be Medicaid, because you're not...
No, Medicare.
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 You can get Medicare earlier.
Yes. I can't get Medicaid right now because I've got income coming in.
Right.
So I can't get it. But a year from this January, I will be eligible for Medicare because I've been disabled for 2 years.
Oh, okay, okay.
And as long
And
as
do you have to give anything up, any assets up?
No, but I'll probably be very limited on, like if I go back to work and stuff, because even right now with the Social Security disability, I can go back to work, but I can only make a gross of $950 a month.
Okay.
Anything more than that, and I'll lose my Social Security. Well, my Social Security's a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
But, it's only $500 more than that. $400 more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to make that $950 gross pay, I'd have to be working.
Okay.
And then I'd have, insurance and stuff like that. It's, so it's kind of like... Probably when I get up to film, because right now there's not much I can do. I get so tired.
You look pretty good now.
Get tired and worn out. I pick up a couple chairs and move them, and I'm out of breath. That's from the asthma, because the asthma's pretty bad. I hope it's from the asthma. Anyhow, and I just get, and any little bit of work I do totally exhausts me.
Yeah.
If I do any heavy housework, I can't do anything for 3 days afterwards. I'm just totally wiped out. But
And I guess it costs too much to get some help to help you with that.
I have a girl that comes in, and she's very reasonable. She comes in once a week, and she does all the heavy stuff and all that. So I just started her back again because I had her for a while, but then money got tight, and I quit. And then finally I said, you know what? Somebody's got to come in here and clean them because it was getting...
Well, there are some maid service companies that will do special things for people with breast cancer.
Yeah.
So that was one of the few good things I got out of the meetings.
Yeah. Well,
information like that.
This girl's good. She comes in, she does my house. She spends, she charges me $10 an hour.
That's great.
And she stays about 4 hours, sometimes 3, depending on what we're doing. And she started off with, it was 4 hours a day, and we were doing it twice a week because it hadn't had anybody taking care of it for, well, at least 6 months.
While you were sick, yeah.
While the other girl just quit coming over, So, who was a friend of mine, and I think she just wanted to retire and quit doing houses and stuff. So it took her a while because we did one room at a time and stuff until we got everything done. And now we're into it doesn't take that long now.
Yeah.
Run by and dust everything and.
Well, how big is your house?
It's not real big. It's a big double wide, but it's
like 2 bedrooms.
It's 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms, okay.
And I've got an added-on bar and a front porch and a back closed-in patio porch.
Probably a good amount of square footage, yeah.
Yeah, I think under air it's about 1,700 square feet. So it's
well, that's plenty big.
Yeah, so it's
plenty big.
It's not tiny, but it's
And at least it's not 2 stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.